What's poppin', everybody? How you feeling? How you living? You already know who it is. It's your boy Jay, aka Big Daddy Beard, aka your favorite gamer's favorite gamer. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you back to another episode of my podcast, The Debate Table. Now, for those that are new to this, it's a podcast that I put together which features all different types of fun and debatable topics that I put together for everybody to come through, voice their opinion, give their honest critique on, regardless of what the topic is. Just gives everyone the opportunity to let their voice be heard through whatever debate topic we talk about or whatever's on the menu. I want to welcome you guys to this episode 30. This is actually going to be the final debate topic for this podcast. But don't worry, though, because I do have another debate segment coming up later this year. The Battle of the Beats will be returning for one last segment. It's going to be the tag team tournament. So definitely be on the lookout for that one. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I do have a special announcement that I'm going to be, well, not so much a special announcement, but I'm going to be making an announcement about the tag team tournament too at the end of this debate. So everybody stick around. Give me some time. And I'm going to definitely let you guys know what the announcement is and give you the full details on the next segment for the Battle of the Beats under the debate table. But we're going to get into this next topic because this one's going to be a very interesting one. So again, for everybody coming in, welcome in, welcome in. All right. So before we get to it, again, if anybody wants to come up on the panel, it is an open panel discussion. You guys can definitely do so. All you gotta do is click that link that's pinned at the top of the chat and come on through. I'll bring you up. Just make sure that when you come up, there's not a bunch of noise and static and all that in the background and stuff so that, we can be able to hear you and, no filtering sounds or anything that's going to be disruptive to the stream. Also, again, it's optional if you want to come up or not. If you do decide to come up, you can choose whether you want to be on the camera or not. Completely up to you. No pressure. But again, if you want to stay within the live chat, you can do that too. Rock out. Whatever you guys want to do is completely up to y'all. But yeah, let's get it popping. All right. So for tonight's episode, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I wasn't sure what the last debate topic was going to be about, because I had a few that I did a while back that were really good. Again, I appreciate everybody that got a chance to check out those episodes. If you haven't done so, you can definitely go back and check them out in the podcast tab on the channel. But I was so up in the air about what the next topic was going to be. And so I remember talking to my lady, shout out to her, Life's Magical Journey. Check her out on YouTube. She was watching the show Martin. If you guys know about Martin, it's the 90s sitcom, very iconic, very popular, still funny to this day. So she was watching a couple episodes, and long story short, we were talking, and she had hit me up and she was like, "Babe, did you notice like when you used to watch shows or movies and stuff like that, how certain actors, they were known for their iconic roles, but then like after that, it just kind of faded out." Because as she was watching Martin, she just started thinking, she was like, I wonder whatever happened to some of these actors, on the supporting cast, that made the shows and movies popular. Like, where are they now? How come you don't really see or hear too much about them? And I started thinking about it. I was like, you know what? She makes a really good point. Like, what did happen to a lot of these people? What happened to a lot of these actors who, came onto the scene, whether they were, you know, the main cast member or they were part of the supporting cast of whatever it was, whether it was, movies, television, you know, you saw them, you remember them. They always had those memorable roles, but it was like after that, you thought, okay, they were probably going to have some longevity. They were going to have, a promising career. And then just like that, gone. And, some of them hit and miss. You still see them from time to time, but not as much as you would have seen them, on a regular. So it just really got me to thinking like, damn, like what has happened to a lot of these people? And so that's what the debate is for tonight. We're going to talk about the one hit wonders of acting. Now, a while back, I did an episode, a debate actually, on the one hit wonders of the music world, because believe it or not, there's tons of them. So this time around, this is almost kind of like a part two. Now we're going to tackle the world of acting, all the one hit wonders. Where are they now? What are they doing? Are they still acting? Have they given up? Or, did they just decide it just wasn't for them and, decided to kind of just go into a regular lifestyle, working at like Target or Walgreens? But it, just really makes you wonder, like, what happened to them? Especially when you go back and you rewatch some of your favorite shows or some of your favorite movies and you see these characters, and it just really gets you to thinking like, damn, like, what happened? How come we don't see them anymore? Are they even still in the picture? Are they still around? So it's going to be a very interesting one. We're going to get into it though. Again, everybody, welcome in. Welcome in. Appreciate y'all coming through. So let's get into this first question. I want to know from everybody, what do you think causes actors and actresses to become known as one hit wonders in the world of acting? Why do you think they get that title, one hit wonder? For me, honestly, before I give my answer, let me see what everybody's saying. Okay. Whatever happened to Shorty? Right, Reno, right. ES3 says, when you sell your soul, stuff happens. Yeah, that too. That too. So that's the first question, y'all. Take some time and elaborate on that one. But for me, very good question. Why do they become one hit wonders? I mean, honestly, lots of reasons, like some of you guys said, probably not wanting to sell their soul, not wanting to get caught up in all of the drama that is Hollywood, the good, the bad, and the ugly, probably just wanting to have a promising career and really have longevity, but, the powers that be probably don't allow that. So now it's just a thing of where, they can't really further their career, or they end up having this one breakout role and now it's all they're known for. I mean, there's so many different things. I'll give you guys a really good example. I don't know if any of you ever saw the movie Top 5 with Chris Rock. In the movie, I forgot what his character's name was, but basically he was a big time actor. He was known for playing this role, Hammy the Bear. And so when he played the role, I think it turned into a franchise. He became this big Hollywood blockbuster star, uh, known all around the world, making tons of money. So, he's trying to follow up into the next major role or whatever he thinks is going to be a great follow up. And it just didn't do as well. And, he kept going for different roles and whatnot, trying to expand his palette a little bit in the acting realm. And it just wasn't working. So, of course, the funny part is everywhere he's going and no matter what he's doing, all you see is the people that recognize him and know him. They're just like, hey, Hammy the Bear. It's Hammy time. Like, it's like, okay, I do other things outside of Hammy. I'm not just Hammy, but it didn't matter where he went. And so throughout the movie, he was being interviewed. And it was just funny because Rosario Dawson, she was the one that was interviewing him. So again, everywhere he's going, it's just people just yelling out, Hammy. They're not even like recognizing him for any of his other roles that he, picked up. It was just that one. So I feel like that's what happens. You have a lot of these actors who just have those breakout roles and they are just so good at it and they portray it so well to the point where now it's like if they want to try to aim for something else, it's almost difficult because, you can't even look at them in the same light outside of what you know them for. And it's happened to a lot of them, quite a few of them. Let me just see what you guys are saying. So yeah, let me know what y'all think about that. All right. Reno 6 Element of Hip Hop says, some of them find religion. Remember Kirk and Candace Cameron? That is true. That's definitely true. ES3 said they skipped out on Diddy parties. Look, not everybody, goes to those parties, It's sad how that has become such a big thing now. Now it's just like, every actor and actress, it's almost like nobody's safe. It's like, did you go? Did you go? Have you been? Have you? Not everybody attends those parties. Some of them might just go to the brunches and stuff and keep it moving, but not everybody. But yeah. All right. Again, welcome in everybody that's coming in. There's the first question right there, pinned. Let's see. Reno from 6,000 also says, you can say Mark Hamill was the biggest one. Yeah, I'm actually going to get into a couple examples because as my lady and I were talking about it, I really started thinking about all the different people that I know that you really don't see. Mark Hamill is a good one. Now, here's the thing with Mark Hamill. For those who don't know, he played Luke Skywalker in Star Wars. He did a lot of voiceover work. Of course, you would have to really research to know. The only other thing I do remember seeing him in, like, as far as like he had like a couple cameos, but nothing else really major outside of, being Luke Skywalker. I remember he was in the Jay and Silent Bob movie. I don't know if you guys ever watched that franchise. I think he had a cameo in that, but other than that, like, yeah, you really didn't see him too much. But yeah, again, it's just like, when they have those breakout characters, it's really tough. You think about it. Jaleel White from Family Matters, Steve Urkel. I've seen him in other things, but it's like it's so hard to see him portraying or playing any other character because I just always know him as Urkel. It's like I can't see him as any other character. Walter Jones from Power Rangers. He played Zach, the Black Ranger. I've seen him in other stuff here and there, but it's just like I can't see him as anyone else except the Black Ranger. And I'm kind of sad he didn't remain the Black Ranger. He should have, because, the franchise went downhill down the road and stuff like that as it progressed on. I mean, so many. Let me see. Reno also said Hayden Christensen too. Hayden Christensen. Remind me again, who is that? Because that name definitely sounds familiar. Pinky said in order to get famous, they gotta find I can't fully agree with that. I don't think that that's true for everybody. I don't think that. Y'all got to stop watching the news, man. Reno also said they've done other stuff, but they cannot escape Luke and Anakin. Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. Ralph Macchio, yeah, yeah, same thing with him. The Karate Kid. I never saw him in anything else after that. Cameos and stuff, but never anything else that was iconic as him playing Karate Kid. Linda Blair. Remind me again who that is, because that's another name that sounds familiar. All right. Angie Styles says some become woke to how evil the film industry is and were asked to do things they weren't willing to do, so they ended up with a very short career, sadly. Yeah, yeah. I mean, be honest with me, everybody. Do y'all really think it's like one of those like sell your soul type of things? Because I don't feel like that applied to everybody. I mean, but again, to each his own. I personally don't think that is. I mean, I know for some people, it definitely was that, having to do this and do that. And if it's like you don't comply, then that's that. But do y'all really feel like, okay, on a 1 to 10 scale, how do y'all really feel about that? Like, do you guys really feel like that is what it takes to make it in Hollywood? Because I mean, there are some people, there's some actors and actresses who, they did their thing, and some of them it just never really popped like it should have. So they still went on to do other things outside of acting, and they're living successful lives. I'll give you a really good example, and actually, my boy Pinky knows this one. Pinky, remember that movie Airborne? Classic movie. If you guys haven't seen it, definitely check it out. But the actor that played Mitchell Guzin in Airborne, I never saw him after anything regarding that movie. But come to find out, and I actually did some research, he's now like a really popular real estate agent. I don't know in what state or where at, but he does real estate now and like very good at it. So I guess, maybe that was just, his calling. But, who knows though? Oh, Linda Blair from The Exorcist. Okay. Macaulay Culkin. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Macaulay Culkin. Oh, You know what, Mike Check? I don't know if I could put Macaulay in a one-hit wonder category, because he did have other movies that were really good. He had The Good Son. He had Richie Rich. And then, oh, oh damn. Hmm. You know what? You might have a point there. I don't know. Maybe he is a one-hit wonder. I mean, because The Good Son, that was a damn good movie. Very underrated. And Richie Rich, I like that movie, even though people thought it was silly. Damn, yeah. I mean, I guess nothing really tops Kevin McAllister. You might have a point there. All right. ES3 said a lot of them Hollywood bigwigs sick. You don't do what they want and then you're gone. Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy. All right. So Pinky said, "Nah, Ralph did his thing on The Outsiders. He was in The Outsiders. I forgot about that." Angie Styles said Anthony Perkins in Psycho. Ooh. Ralph Macchio was in My Cousin Vinny. He was. He was, but I mean, unless you're one of those people that are big into those type of movies, that's like probably the last thing you're thinking about. Because the minute I think of My Cousin Vinny, I think of Joe Pesci and Marissa Tomei. Like, I kind of think Ralph Macchio like down the list and stuff. And it even shows too, like with the opening credits, like you kind of can see like who's the bigger name versus who's like more of the supporting cast, especially like as the credits keep rolling, and then they show certain people like not until the end and whatnot. So, oh, Hayden Christensen is Anakin Darth Vader. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, because he really didn't do too much after that. Yeah, that's right. You're talking about the one from uh what was it? Revenge of the Sith, right? Which was very good, by the way, too. Yeah, I haven't seen him since then, and he did a damn good job in that one. Reno also said, "I think sell your soul thing is if you want Tom Cruise, Will Smith status." And ES3 said there's different ways to sell. Yeah, very true. Very, very true. All right. Oh, shout out to Commander Alpha Turkey with the $10 donation. I appreciate that, Nine. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Pinky said Mitchell Guzin, Benny from the Sandlot, and Tupac all in Cuba. That's right. Yeah. Even the only person from the Sandlot I remember is Ham. And the other one, the pitcher. I forgot his name. He was in a couple things like early on, like I think Mighty Ducks. And I know he was on a couple 90s sitcoms. So he had a little bit of a run. Same thing with Ham from the Sandlot. He had a slight run. The rest of them, I didn't see them after that. Even like you said, like Benny, the Jet. I never saw him after that. That's crazy. You guys are like naming some major heavy hitters. Keisha Knight Pulliam. She did some other stuff. I don't really consider her like a one-hit wonder. Because, she of course she did the Cosby Show. She did what was it? Hold on. It's coming back to me. She did Meet the Browns. Because remember she was what's his name on the show? Lance Gross. That was his girlfriend, fiance, whatever. She had that. I know she was in the Tyler Perry movie. Which one was that? The one where she was playing a prostitute. Somebody remind me again. But I mean, I don't necessarily consider her one-hit wonder because she's had some stuff. Now, some of the other cast members, outside of maybe Bill and Felicia Rashad, some of those other cast members, I really didn't see them in too much. Like, what's her face? Tempest Bledsoe. I might have saw her in like one other like low-budget movie, but besides that, didn't really see her in much else. Malcolm Jamal Warner, I know he's a podcaster now. After Malcolm and Eddie, that was pretty much it, which was, it was hit and miss. But Andy Styles said, I definitely believe it. Angel Heart, Mickey Rourke, Lisa Bonet depicted that very thing about selling your soul to Hollywood. I'm trying to think of some other people from the Cosby Show. Now that we kind of touched on that. Even what's the one guy? He was in that movie Strictly Business in the 90s and stuff. He was the guy that had the crush on Halle Berry. I forgot his name. I haven't seen him in much. Same thing with the light-skinned guy from the Cosby Show. I can't think of their names. I see their faces, but I can't remember their names. I think is it Jeffrey Hines? I think so. You know what? I heard he works at Home Depot. That's crazy. Who would have even thought? But then again, he wasn't like a big name character on that show. He did his thing though, but yeah, I heard he works at Home Depot. It's crazy. Yeah, Ralph Macchio was almost a cameo part. My cousin Vinny was in jail the whole time. Oh, that's right. That's right. Hayden was in Jumper. I don't remember that movie. Mike said, come on, guys, don't Google. Actually think of one-hit wonders. No, I feel like everybody's really, really thinking of them. Like, because like I said, it really makes you think. Adam West and Batman, yeah. Well, no, Adam West, he did voiceover work for Family Guy, so he's still very much around, but again, not like a big role. So I get what you mean by that. Pinky said Brandon T. Jackson. You talking about what's his name from what was he in? I don't really consider him a one-hit wonder because he had some big roles. He had Roll Bounce. He had the Percy Jackson. I never saw those movies, but I heard they were really good. He had what's the other one? Tropic Thunder, which was classic. The Big Mamas too was kind of whack. He's still around, but not doing as much as he would have. So I don't know if I put him in the one-hit wonder category. Reno said all these actors have done other movies, but they will never escape their one role. That was their one blockbuster hit. That is very true. Very true. Pinky said Benny was in D2, The Mighty Ducks, and that was it. Yeah, that was it, because I never saw him after that. Eddie Furlong, okay. All right, Phantom says she had a show. Which show? Which show? Remind me again. Oh, the Tempest show. Oh, she did, but yeah, you know what? I do remember that, but it didn't really do much. It was kind of low key boring. Like, come on, man. I said one hit wonder. Yeah, she kept working, but no more hits. True. Very, very true. Okay. Alicia Silverstone, Stacey Dash, and Clueless. Yeah. 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 Alicia Silverstone. Yeah, she's another one. Like hit and miss. Because I just remember her from that. I remember her from The Crush. She did do something recently, but like you guys are saying, they weren't big Hollywood blockbuster hits. So, okay. All right. Blaze said Kadeem Hardison, Dwayne Wayne from a different world. He was big in the 90s. You know, he had, what else was he in? I know he was in Vampire in Brooklyn. Um, Recently, he did voiceover work for that video game that came out, Beyond Two Souls. He actually he had a cameo in there. Well, he played a different character in there, but you knew it was him though. And then the voice, he had Six Man, which was good. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, they just yeah. I don't really think about it. Yeah, they were more like you know how they say like A list and B list. I guess they were more on like the C list as far as like the films and stuff like that. All right. He's in Night Agent season 2. Who is Cal? You said Calvin. Calvin who? I need like the full name and stuff. All right. So Mike Check also said, just because you keep working doesn't mean you're not a one hit wonder. Yeah, very true. Very, very true. All right. Gary Coleman was working on an electronics store after his career tanked. Really? Wow. That's crazy. You said Brandon Jackson was the pitcher from the Sandlot. Oh, okay, I got you, Pinky. I got you. Okay, I thought you were talking about Brandon T. Jackson. All right. Jim's camera said Ralph Macchio did Crossroads. I don't remember that one. Yeah, I really don't remember too much for Ralph Macchio after Karate Kid. Brooke Shields, yeah, she's another one. Arsenio Hall. Arsenio. Yeah, yeah. He made a comeback in the sequel to Coming to America, even though it was an abomination. I don't know why they did that. Now I heard they're doing a third one. I don't know why. Let's see. Dean Hardison was in Panther, and recently he was the teacher on The Shy and Showtime. The boyfriend from the Cosby Show. Oh, Calvin. Okay, thank you, thank you. I was trying to remember what his name was. Okay, Mike, you said Kevin Hart. You think Kevin Hart's a one hit wonder? No, I wouldn't necessarily put him as a one hit wonder. I would say he's not as funny as he used to be, but I wouldn't put him in the one hit wonder category. But hmm. But yeah, but it's a lot of people that, and I'm, prior to doing this episode, I really just kind of went back in time and I just started really thinking about a lot of these actors and actresses who, like you guys said, they are still working, but it's not like big time A-list blockbuster major movies. It's just they had a couple roles. They had that breakout role. They had some stuff here and there, but just nothing that really took them to that next plateau. I was thinking about a couple others recently. Like some of the cast members from Married with Children, one of my favorite sitcoms right there. Outside of Ed O'Neill, the rest of them I'm sorry, Christina Applegate. Outside of those two, the rest of them you really didn't see. Peggy, I think the last thing I saw her in was that one show with the biker gang. I forgot what it's called. But other than that, I really didn't see her in too much. Oh, and I think she was in one of the Pitch Perfect movies. I think she played the mom, but nothing major. I just recently thought about before we started Allison Dean from Coming to America. She was Lisa's sister. What the hell happened to her? Because she had such a dope role in that first movie. What was her name? Was it Charisse? I think so. I never saw her after that. crazy. And I was just watching that a while back. I'm like, damn, like, what the hell happened to her? Even recently, they just were talking about the girl from the second Friday movie, the sequel, Carla. Apparently, she was homeless, but they said she got it together and stuff like that. She started working and everything, and now she's back on her feet. But it was like even after that, like, damn, like I never saw her anything after next Friday. And list goes on and on. Just kind of going back to like the 90s and stuff, like Full House. You never really saw most of those cast members outside of maybe like the Olsen twins, who had a little bit of a run, and then that was it. And John Stamos, and I'd probably say Bob Saget, but like Uncle Jesse, didn't really see him too much. The other two daughters, DJ, and I think what was the other one? I think Stephanie. Never saw them in anything else after that. Just what's the name? John Stamos' girlfriend. I didn't see her in much. It just really got me thinking. Home Improvement. Never saw the wife after that. After that show. So many. Let me see. I'm just trying to keep up with what you guys are saying. So Blaze is saying, says many of these had other projects, but are mainly known for their one-hit hits and one-hit wonders. And Arsenio had the biggest show in the 80s. He definitely did, without a doubt. Vern Troyer, Mini-Me from Austin Powers. Yeah, same thing with him. I can't see him as no one else except Mini-Me. Brandon Adams from Michael Jackson's Moonwalker and The People Under the Stairs, and that was it. That's right. I forgot about Moonwalker. That was such a classic movie right there. Rosie Perez. Yeah. It seems like, just during that era when they first came out, it seemed like a lot of them just had that spark right then and there. And then that was it. It's kind of like that line that Jay-Z said to Nas and Takeover. Had a spark when you started, but now you're just garbage. Fell from top 10 to not mention at all. And that kind of relates to this. It's like they had that spark, and then that light just quickly diminished. And then that was it. And it's like, damn, where are they now? Joe Torre, yeah. Because after Poetic Justice, and what was that other movie that he was on? I really liked it. It was a good comedy. It was Sprung, 90s comedy. I didn't really see him too much after that. Oh, wait. Tales from the Hood. He was in that. I forgot about that. But yeah, they weren't, like I said, weren't big time blockbusters. Prince and Purple Rain, they don't count. That do not count, Auntie. Come on. Prince is not, he wasn't even an actor like that. You can say the same thing about Michael Jackson with Moonwalker. That you can't count those. I mean, but then again, could you? If they weren't singing, and that, yeah. Because, Prince really didn't do any other movies outside of Purple Rain, and Mike didn't really do any other movies outside of Moonwalker. They did documentaries and stuff, but documentaries don't count. Brendan Gleeson from Game of Thrones, Joffrey. Oh, so you know what happened with him? And this is really not his fault, though. But we're kind of going to get into that, too, later on. That's actually formulating into the next questions, Reno. But Brendan Gleeson with Game of Thrones, what happened with him was he was getting a lot of hate, like fan mail, like hate people, like, saying they were going to kill him and this and that and blah, blah, blah. So that's the only thing that kind of drove him, out of Hollywood. He wanted to keep acting, and he, everyone did praise him for his role because he did a good job. He made me hate him, but not to the point where I'm like sending fan mail wanting to torture him and kill him. But I mean, that, I don't know if I can really, I guess you can kind of say it's like 50-50. I mean, yeah, it kind of falls into the one-hit wonder spectrum, but at the same time, is that really, his fault? Because some of them, like I said, they just kind of have that moment and then they fall out. Like, he wanted to keep going, but, it was like with all the death threats and people saying this, that, and the third. I mean, I'd probably want to get out of Dodge too. So I don't know. I mean, what do y'all think about that? like situations like that. Because even there was another actress. She was on that show Insecure. I don't know if you guys ever watched that or not. I forgot her name on the show, but same thing with her. Like everybody was mad at her because of getting with the main character on the show, the boyfriend Lawrence, Issa's boyfriend on the show, and everybody was sending her like hate mail and this and that. And then she still is doing stuff, but not as like major. She's just kind of more like here and there behind the scenes. But situations like that, I mean, do you guys count that as like a one hit? Like a here today, gone tomorrow? Because personally, I don't think that's their fault. All right. Morris Day. Look, Morris Day don't count either. Y'all naming the singers and musicians that aren't really actors and stuff like that. They just get thrown into the movie. That's the same thing with like Elvis. They loved Elvis singing so much that they just started throwing him in movies, and he couldn't even act and stuff. They just made him sing on his dialogue. As a joke that Eddie Murphy reference in Delirious when he's like, Elvis, we got to win this race. We got to win this race. Peggy was a backup singer for Bette Miller. I didn't know that. I did not know that. Vanity. I mean, same thing. Vanity was a singer. I don't know if I can really count that. Yeah. But Bruce Leroy, but see, he was a martial artist and he still is around, still, teaches and trains and stuff like that. But I mean, I don't know. People that have those type of professions, I don't know if I put them into that one hit wonder category. But I guess, again, to each his own. Maybe so. Maybe so. There are more hit wonders than we actually initially thought. Very true. There's a lot of them. There's a lot. Oh, your guy who played Kane in Menace. Yeah, he's still around. Well, actually, with him, he was in that movie Belly. And that actually kind of did spark his career a little bit because, he started getting a lot of like memes and praise for his role as Rico. He kind of like Andre 3000 with the glasses and the perm and stuff. So that kind of did help spark his career back up a little bit. But then after that, it just kind of, fizzled out a little bit. So Kat said, who recently 90s characters has surprised you to see pass away or life change? Oh, that's a very good question. Which 90s characters? I'm gonna get back to you on that one. I'm keeping that question stored in the back of my mind. That's a good one, Kat. That's a good one. All right. So let me pull up this next question for you guys. This is getting good. I like this. I'm glad you guys are enjoying this one. All right. Yeah, exactly. Like we talking about acting, not singing. All right, let me see. Hold on. I'm trying to keep up with everybody. So there's the next question right there. Why do you feel like actors and actresses end up getting typecasted for certain roles? Now, if you guys don't know what typecasting means, I'll give you the definition. Typecasting is a process by which a particular actor becomes strongly identified with a specific character, one or more particular roles. So that's what typecasting is. So why do you feel like they end up getting typecasted, like certain actors and actresses? Not everybody, but just certain ones, though. Hold on, I'm just trying to keep up because chat is flying right now. All right, Pinky says sometimes an actor can be so good at a role that they aren't remembered for anything else, like the Jason Mitchell who played Eazy-E and Demetrius Shipp that played Tupac. Yeah, very true. Very, very true. And that kind of leads into this next question too. Brandon Adams is a good one. Okay. Now Rosie Perez was in a bunch of movies. Yeah, she was Phantom, but again, it was like hit and miss. The last thing I remember seeing Rosie Perez in was Pineapple Express. And I was actually kind of surprised to see her in that. I'm like, oh, snap. Look. Because like I said, they've been out the limelight for so long. So it's like, it's almost kind of like a surprise party when you do see them. Like, oh, look at what it is. I didn't think she was still around. And when I first saw that movie, that caught me by surprise because I hadn't seen Rosie Perez in, I've seen her and stuff. But again, just here and there, one or two little lines, and then that was it. So to see her in that, it was, very interesting and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So really caught me by surprise. So Henry Winkler, Happy Days. He's been in many movies since then, none greater than Fonzarelli. Yeah, yeah, very true, Mike. He wasn't a water boy, and he had a pretty solid role in that one. So, but then again, and I mean he's been in a lot of Adam Sandler stuff, but like you said, nothing like really tops the Fonz. Hey, Maya Campbell, yeah. Because after In the House and in that one movie that she was in, which one was it? It was Trippin', and it featured another one hit wonder, Dion Richmond, and he was from the Cosby Show, and he's also played the little kid at the beginning of Eddie Murphy's Raw stand up when he was telling the jokes and stuff in front of the family and whatnot. Same thing with him. Both of them, they kind of just fell off the radar. But with Maya Campbell, she actually like became homeless and became like a crackhead and stuff. I don't know if she's gotten herself together since then, but yeah, that's what happened with her. Piggy said, I remember Henry Winkler from The Waterboy. Mama told me not to get a tattoo of Roy Orbison. Classic right there. Prince did Under the Cherry Moon, a huge brick. I remember that, but I haven't seen that in a long time. Exactly about Brendan Gleeson. He has actually come back in a recent joint with Liam Neeson, played a hitman in Ireland. What movie was that? Because I don't remember that. He probably don't even look the same now. He probably looks so much older now. But let's see. Oh man, Mike, get out my head because I was just thinking that too. Christopher B. Duncan, he's another one. Braxton from the Jamie Foxx show. Didn't really see him in too much after that. Yeah. They got to drop a dime on him. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Exactly. Michael Clark Duncan, Green Mile. Um, hmm. Michael Clark, rest in peace. Uh, but you know what? That kind of falls under the question that Commander Alfred Turkey was saying about like but Green Mile, that wasn't 90s though, was it? That was like early 2000s. But again, one of those characters that had a really major impact. And now I'm kind of just resorting back to that question a little bit. So to answer your question, Kat, the only person I could really think of, like from the 90s, who had a really great impact but ended up passing away and gone too soon was the girl from Family Matters. What was her name? Uh, was it Myra? Myra. She like when the show was kind of like seesawing a little bit, she came in and she really like brought it back to life a little bit because she was like hella obsessed with Steve Urkel and whatnot. And I think they ended up getting into a relationship. But I'm trying to remember her name. It was I think Michelle Thomas, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, she did such a good job on that show. And she really had a promising career until she passed away. Again, God rest her soul. Liam Neeson, the big one. Okay, I got you. These are singers who became amazing actors like Jamie Foxx. Yeah, there's a few of them who, are able to kind of break through the one hit wonder barrier and go on and become recognized for a lot of iconic roles. Again, you got Will Smith, you got Jamie Foxx, Tom Cruise, Jim Carrey, Robin Williams, God rest his soul. Actually, he's another one too. Major impact, because like I said, I don't think anybody could have played the genie from Aladdin. Like that, Robin Williams like left his blueprint all over that. But even outside that, he still had other roles that were really iconic. Jumanji, Mrs. Doubtfire, Peter Pan, and Hook. So I feel like there's some that have multiple roles and tons of iconic classic characters and not necessarily fall into that Hollywood trap. I don't feel like Jim Carrey ever fell into that trap, and he's one of my favorite actors. He's one of the ones that I feel like is known for having like classic characters from, the Grinch to Lloyd Christmas and Dumb and Dumber. I can't even I can't even think about these characters without laughing because when an actor is a very strong personality and look, but they don't have range, get typecast because they do one thing really, really well. Then you have racial typecasting. They used to be really bad. Very true. And that just kind of leads into this question too, with the typecasting. Yeah, just I do agree with that. I feel like because they played the role so well that you know you can't see him anything else. Like I was saying earlier when I was talking about Chris Rock, where he portrayed that character in that movie Top Five, Hand Me the Bear, because he was so good at it, and no one else could see him playing Hand Me the Bear. Now that's like this is all they know him as, and if it falls like that with a lot of other actors and actresses. You think of Alfonso Ribeiro. Anytime you see him, he was trying to do other things. He had other roles, but we always just knew him as Carlton. And he just played it so well, just played it with finesse. I mean, the list goes on and on. I'm trying to think of some other ones, but definitely him. Let me see. Mike Chick said actors end up being typecasted because no dynamic acting range. They are typecasted because their value reflects their worth. I was also going to say that exact same thing. I feel like a lot of them really don't work on their range. And I think that is like the key thing to acting. Like you got to be able to be diverse and not so one dimensional. So I think that blocks them from getting a lot of other opportunities. Again, when you look at, like Will Smith and Denzel and some of these other, actors, Michael B. Jordan, all of them, like they know how to, showcase different range. They can be, the protagonist, the antagonist, they could kind of play in between. They can go from being, a romantic to being comical to being villainous. It's like you got to be able to work at that. And most of them, I really feel like they don't do it. Plus, also too, I think just their image also blocks them from being able from you being able to see them play other roles or have that duality. Another perfect example, Sean William Scott. He played Stifler in the American Pie franchise. He actually said in the interview how he was frustrated at one point. He's been in some other stuff, but not like as iconic as Steve Stifler. But he was talking about in an interview how it was so frustrating for him to get other stuff because he was really trying to expand his palette and he couldn't because it's like everywhere he went, everything he did, no matter what it was, everybody just knew him as Stifler. And they're just like reciting his lines and all his popular quotes from the movie and stuff. And it was just like, hey, you like, I can do other things besides just being known as Steven Stifler. But yeah, it's really sad how that ends up happening for them. Liam Neeson, definitely a typecasted actor. This dude is the same in every movie, just a different name. I mean, if you go on there, Phantom, then you might as well add Jason Statham to that list. I mean, you could add Arnold Schwarzenegger and Steven Seagal and what's his name? Sylvester Stallone. You could put all of them in that same boat too, because they all do it. Couldn't have said it better. Yeah. Thank you, Michelle Thomas. I was trying to think of her name. Thank you for that. Brittany Murphy. Yeah, she's another one too. Had a very promising career. Gone too soon. See, Mrs. Doubtfire is my favorite movie Robin Williams did. Yeah, he was another one. Like I said, you just have those guys that you could tell they really worked at their range. Even like Jim Carrey. As much as people wanted to clown him and, bash him and make it seem like his movies were terrible and, he wasn't like a decorated actor and stuff. Look how many iconic characters he left you with. I mean, I just named a few off of the top of my head. The Grinch, his character in Liar Liar, Lloyd Christmas in Dumb and Dumber. What was the other one? Recently, what he's been doing with Dr. Robotnik, aka Eggman and Sonic. I mean, just characters for days. Truman. I mean, list goes on and on. But again, that's someone who, took it seriously, worked at his palette, worked at his range, and was able to get those roles. Out The Mask. I was trying to think of some other ones. But yeah, very, very decorated. He said, my bad, Brendan Gleeson is an older actor, Jack Gleason, was Joffrey in Game of Thrones. The film uh, Joffrey did with Liam Neeson's called Land of the Saints and Sinners. Okay, got you, got you. Jim Carrey is funny as hell. All the roles he played are hilarious. Even characters on A Living Color, Fire Marshal Bill, and the Gymnast. Exactly. He said Dumb and Dumber is my favorite movie, hands down. The nuances in Jim's work is so often missed by the casual audience, but that's what makes it so good. Exactly, exactly. Thank you for the donation, Mike. Shout out to Mike Check. Another donation. Appreciate that. Appreciate it. All right. Hold on a second. All right. Who said Brittany Murphy? That was Pinky. Said Brittany Murphy. It's crazy. I don't see that at all. Yeah, she definitely had a promising career, but like I said, she passed away and it got cut off. But yeah, I mean, the list just goes on and on with some of these actresses and actors too. The original mom from Fresh Prince, you really didn't see her too much. I think I saw her in one episode of the Jamie Foxx show, and then that was it. And Kalita Smith from the Bernie Mac show, where did she go? Like hit and miss after that. I mean, I saw her in the Jamie Foxx show as well. She had a role in there, but then that was pretty much it. Even the kids on that show, where did they go? You don't really hear too much about them. Even a lot of the child actors, they just kind of, fell off the scene. The little girl that played the daughter in Mrs. Doubtfire, the youngest one, what happened to her? She had Matilda. I remember that movie, and that was it. She was big in the '90s, and then just disappeared. There's a bunch you said that ain't on my chat screen. Oh, really? You probably just have to refresh it. We got an older 6 time for that high exam. But yeah, so many. Um, Again, as I was mentioning, like some of those popular '90s shows. What happened to a lot of those people? What happened to Heather Locklear from Melrose Place? Didn't really see her after that, and I think she was in Money Talks with Chris Tucker and Charlie Sheen. Never saw her after that. What happened to what's her face from Baywatch? I see her face. I can't remember her name right off the bat, but oh my god, I see her face because she was also in she was in The Ladies Man and she was in Basketball. Was it Tiffany? I think it was Tiffany Amber Thiessen. I think so. Never saw her after that either. After those couple movies, that was it. The daughter from Fresh Prince, Hillary. After what was it? Major Pain. Didn't really see her too much. Pamela Anderson, same thing. She Baywatch, and then it was that movie Barbed Wire, and I think that was it. When that movie was terrible too, but yeah, just here today, gone tomorrow, and even some of the like game shows from back in the day, whether they were on like Nickelodeon or some of the other popular networks and stuff. I was just started thinking about some of those too the other day. I was thinking about like the shows on Nickelodeon, like those game show hosts, because they were also actors and stuff like that. But what happened to them? You guys remember Nick Arcade from the '90s? What the hell happened to Phil Moore? Disappeared. LeVar Burton from Reading Rainbow, Star Trek. Where's he at? What happened to Kirk Frost from Legends of the Hidden Temple? Never saw him after that. What happened to Mo from Guts? I think she might have went back overseas because I don't know what her nationality was. But what happened to all of these people? The host from Double Dare. I forgot his name, but same thing with him. Yeah, I saw Barbed Wire. Look, I was half asleep. You watch something, then right after the the next movie comes on that you have no interest in watching. It was one of those. It was something I was watching. I started dozing off. You know, just back in the day with the TV guide and stuff like that. Barbed Wire was up next, and hey, it just happened. So I was like waking up on and off watching it. It was terrible, but don't judge me. Look, you know, you got movies that you probably saw that you had no interest in seeing because you were half asleep, and it happens. Mark Jackson, I think, was his name. Yeah, same thing with him. Mr. T from the A-Team. Yeah, because after Clubber Lang, that was it. After Rocky 3, didn't really see him. Actually, you know what? I did see him. He was in that parody, Not Another Teen movie, where they did the spoofs of all the different movies and stuff. It was like the comedy one. I think he had like a small role in that, but that was it. Yeah. But yeah, I really just started thinking about that. Mike O'Malley, you know, he was the host of Guts, and he was the host of that old school game show, Get the Picture. Where is he now? It's just like it makes you wonder, like, what are they doing or what do they got going on? And then it's funny too, because when you look up some of their like filmography on like Wikipedia or Google and stuff like that, it shows that they've been in other stuff, but not as much. But yeah, I really just started thinking about a lot of these shows and a lot of these, you know, movies, and just where are some of these people? I mean, you guys named quite a few, some people that I completely forgot about. But yeah, I was just really kind of just watching different stuff and, you know, researching and just thinking about like, damn, like, I don't see this person anymore. I don't see that person no more. I mean, man, it's crazy. But yeah, I feel like that's what happens though. They get so well known for that big breakout role, and then you just really can't see them in anything else. And when even when you do see them in anything else, the first thing that comes to mind, like, I swear, like, I've been seeing Jaleel White in different stuff, and every time I see him, I'm just like, oh snap, Urkel, hey, it's Steve. It's like I just can't see him in anything else. Same thing, like whenever I do see Alfonso Ribeiro, I think the last time I saw him was what, Dancing with the Stars. I was like, oh snap, Carlton. It's kind of sad that it's like that. That's like, this is all we know them as. We know their real names, but it's just like, damn, like how come we can't see them as another character or be able to tell people, hey, he was known for this, that, boom, boom, boom. No, it's just like, nope, he was just known for as this role. He was known as this person for that role and whatnot. All right, what happened to Lance Crowthers? Yeah, he's another one too. I thought about the Pootie Tang. You haven't seen him since he did Pootie Tang, and then he was on the Chris Rock show for anybody that watched that, and that was it. That's a very good question. You said what? A-Team and Rocky? That's not a one-hit wonder. That's a two-hit wonder. What? Hey, Mike, if that's the case, then you could say that for quite a few people on this day. Then we got a couple two-hit wonders then. All right, appreciate you coming through. Feel free to drop in anytime. So yeah, for anybody that's coming in, the topic of conversation is we're talking about the one-hit wonders of acting. All the actors and actresses that you guys know that had a spark when they started, but you know, now they're just no longer around. Here today, gone tomorrow. So if you guys need the first question for anybody coming in, let me know and I'll pull it back up. But let's dive into this third and final question. Let me see what you guys think about this one. So, how do you feel about actors and actresses who end up getting blacklisted by Hollywood? What is your thoughts on that one? This is a very good one. I'll be honest with you, I hate it. I hate when I see actors and actresses who, you know, have worked so hard to, you know, make it and get into the industry. And it, like I think we were talking about it earlier, how you guys were saying that, you know, they basically kind of have to fall into that whole sell your soul type of format. And now it's like, damn, like this is not what I'm here to do. You know, I came to act. I came to become, a star and, become a big name and have the star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame and not, going in his back room and doing this and doing that or having to subject to this. And now, so it's like because of it, you're going to basically like shun my career that I've worked so hard to, you know, establish and build for myself to make a better living for myself and my family and friends. It's just like, it's really sad, very, very sad. I admire them. They don't do the booty games. And what's so weird about that is like, why does it have to resort to that? Like, why does it have to resort to it being like, sexual acts and illicit behavior? Like it's foul. So now it's just like you're gonna just shatter that person's dreams all because, you want them to do this and that and they're not down for that. So now it's just like, okay, just basically fold their career up. It's terrible. It's really terrible. Look at R&B singer Maya. She told the industry, "I can't let you get the best of me." Very true. Very true. It's unfortunate for those who have true undeniable talent. Jonathan Majors blackballed. Yeah, he is probably like a really good example of someone who got like blacklisted, and he wasn't even at fault. And now it's just like, damn, like, and you saw his career was taking off. Creed 3, which he did his thing on. He made me hate him in that movie too, but he did a damn good job. The Ant-Man movie, which I still got to watch, but I heard he did his thing on that. And that, I mean, like now it's just kind of like, damn, now it's almost like he has to like fall back on what's her face, his current girlfriend right now. I see her face and I can't even remember her name. Oh my God, somebody remind me what her name is. But yeah, that's just really sad, really, really sad. And then for them to basically say like, oh yeah, she was guilty. So now it's like, at least give this man a chance and stuff. Give him a chance to Megan Good. Thank you. I started to say Maya. Megan Good. Thank you, Pinky. Thank you. But yeah, it's just really sad that, at the blink of an eye, that's it. It's not right. It's not fair. Especially for people of that caliber who are like really decorated actors and actresses who are really good and have really great range. Again, Jonathan Majors is a great example because you could see his range. You could see him, playing the villain. You could see him, playing the good guy or playing the hero or, having like those comedic elements. It's just like, dang, like you just yanked the plug. It's really sad. Cancel culture is the biggest influence nowadays, but before it was not playing by the rules. An example, booty games, and not accepting typecasted roles. Exactly. I'm just trying to think of some other ones who, just they got did dirty, and you know, and now it's almost like they become forced to become recognized as a one-hit wonder, and they don't necessarily want to, and that's not their intentions, but sometimes it just happens that way. And I feel like Hollywood definitely has a lot to do with that. I feel like Hollywood turns a lot of these people into one-hit wonders. I don't necessarily think some of them intend to. I really do think, like, on a 1 to 10 scale, I would say about maybe like probably like a 7 or 8. Uh, is Hollywood having to do something with that? But then again, too, um, another thing too is Hollywood. They're starting to run out of ideas. And I feel like now they're just kind of doing anything now just to put stuff out there. And I feel like a lot of these actors and actresses, because they don't want to fall into that one hit wonder category, now they're just kind of accepting these roles and just taking them just so they can keep that relevancy, which I don't like. Like I want these actors and actresses to take these roles that are going to really propel them and not just have to do it, just cuz. So it becomes like those just cuz roles. You know, I got to keep the lights on. I got to keep the family fed. I got to do this, that, and the third. So yeah, let me just go ahead and take this role, knowing this is not really what I want to do. It's almost like they're forced into it. Like they have no other option. Now, I hate that. It's possible to bounce back from being blackballed. Look at Robert Downey Jr. and Monique. Uh, Monique, I was never really a fan of Monique, to be honest with you. But yeah, she kind of does fall into that same category and stuff. Robert Downey, yeah, but see, thing with him though, he was able to bounce back, you know, because him becoming Iron Man definitely propelled him, and then his role in Tropic Thunder, which people still talk about to this day. So I feel like some of them will be able to bounce back from certain situations. It's just it takes time. I feel like Jonathan Majors will definitely bounce back without a doubt, and actors and actresses like him. Jonathan Majors, not a one-hit wonder to me. I liked him in MCU, but he did his thing in Lovecraft Country. Yeah, he did. I actually had to stop watching that show because it got a little too weird. But he definitely did his thing though, without a doubt. He was dope in that. And then even all the other stuff he was in, The Harder They Fall, he did his thing in that movie. What else was he in? It was something he was in recently. Um, that was really good. I can't think of it. But no, he definitely, you could see his range for sure. He was signing autographs for 140 a pop at a Jersey Mall near me. Jonathan Major, so sad. Oh, really? Damn, that's messed up. Again, I feel like he'll bounce back because I've seen this happen to a lot of people, and sometimes it just takes that one role to just really get them right back on track to where they were, and then from there, it's all good. Monique is the funny Bible thumpers and Bible humpers. You got time. Yeah, but see, even in that though, Rock, uh, again, she was a supporting cast. And look who was all in that movie. She didn't even make that movie funny. I'm talking about Roscoe Jenkins, the movie with Martin and Mike Epps, Michael Clark Duncan, rest in peace. She wasn't funny in that movie. Like she had to be around all those other heavy hitters to even really, have some type of uh comedical aspect to her. But even with that line right there, she didn't say that. That was Martin that said that. You know. So I've never found her funny. I try to, get into her. I give her credit though. She did her thing on the Precious movie. She made me hate her on that movie. And you just said it too right there. Her acting in Precious made me hate her. And she made her own show. And she did her thing in Precious. But I mean, after that, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like, some actors, actresses, they'll have that one role that's just tailored for them. And it does kind of help them bounce back a little bit. But then it's really hard for them to kind of follow up when they've had such an iconic role, you know. Again, it just a lot of them, I hate to say it. I feel like certain ones also too they get past their prime, you know. Like let's take Jamie Foxx for example. When he did Ray, took him to the top. I mean, he was already on his way doing his thing with the stand up and the TV show and all that stuff like that, and some of the other movies that he was in. But Ray really took him up there. But after that, it was just kind of seesawing. And not to say that he's not a good actor. Okay, and Dreamgirls too. Let's add that in there too. So those two definitely took him up there, and I feel like it was really hard for him to kind of follow up and top those two. Because then after that, it was just kind of like, you just started seeing him and stuff where it was just like, okay. Like he's been in a lot of these recent Netflix movies. I think he was in that one about the vampires and it just didn't look interesting. And now he's in this one with Cameron Diaz where they're supposed to be like the married couple. They're supposed to be like the interracial Mr. and Mrs. Smith. It just doesn't even look. It's like, come on, like you could do better than that. That's where I feel like they're just trying to keep that relevancy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not a fan when they have to subject to that. Like, I feel like, be patient, budget your money and just wait for the right role to come along to keep you from falling into that one hit wonder aspect. Like Lou Diamond Phillips and La Bamba. Yeah, same thing with him. Also, too, and let me know what you guys think. Do you think ego also plays a part in some of these people becoming known as one hit wonders? Do you think like when they do a certain role and they take off, like they start to get like a big head and start really thinking and acting like they're the ish? And, you know, that's that. Do y'all think that? Do you think ego plays a part of it? Because I do feel like that's the case with some of them. I feel like, they get over themselves, they get into over their head and just start thinking they on top of the world. And then next thing the phone isn't ringing as much. Now the roles just aren't as iconic. I feel like that kind of also puts them into it. I could be wrong, but what do you guys think? Oh, yeah. Thank you, Mike. I was trying to think of another one. Django. Yeah, I'll give him that. I will give him those three. I'll give him Django. I'll give him Ray, and I'll give him. Actually, add Jarhead into that mix too. I'll give him. I'll give him Jarhead and Dreamgirls. That I'll give him that Mount Rushmore. But I mean, since then, he really hasn't done anything as iconic with after those four right there. You know, so Robert Downey Jr. and the Avengers and Iron Man. Yeah, that did help Robert Downey because for a while he was kind of sinking a little bit. But I feel like Tropic Thunder and then him getting into the MCU definitely helped like spark his career back. I was just thinking of someone else who he's not necessarily a one hit wonder, but I feel like his career is like not really. I feel like it needs those paddles, the clear, boom, and that's Nicolas Cage. Because honestly, after Face Off, I don't know, everything was just it seesawed a little bit. I know he's not necessarily a one hit wonder because he had other stuff prior to that, but I don't know, like you know, it's almost like the stock market with a lot of these guys. They're up 1 minute, they kind of go downhill a little bit, then they kind of bounce back up, then they just kind of go straight down and plunge, and then when they do, it's just like that's it. So, oh yeah. So again, for everybody coming in, welcome, welcome. The topic of conversation, which is the final episode for all of the debates, we are talking about all the one-hit wonders of acting. So, if you guys need me to course back through any of these questions, I can definitely do so. Just let me know. If you need question 1 and 2, I'll pull them back up. What about a one series wonder like Brendan Fraser from The Mummy? He was in other films, but I don't remember him topping that. That's a good one. Yeah, that's a really good one because now I'm really starting to think about that too. Because yeah, Brendan Fraser in The Mummy. Um, I was just watching it the other day. Mike Myers with Austin Powers. Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan with Rush Hour. Yeah, there's a couple franchises that they started off really good and then they just kind of plunge. One of the biggest ones is Fast and Furious. That plunged really quickly. I don't know how that's still even selling the way it's selling because oh my god, I think after that second one, that was it. And you know what I just thought about too, because like now that I'm mentioning it and that you guys just mentioned it, it always seems like after the sequel, like every time they do that third movie, it just never really hits like it should. You can still watch it, and you still will tune in and check it out from time to time. But why does it always seem like when it gets to the third movie, it just always goes downhill from that? And I'm really thinking about it now. I'm thinking about Rush Hour because the first two were good. That third one just uh, it had potential, but they could have did a lot better. The Mummy. After that second one, that third one with Jet Li was just I didn't even watch it. I didn't even bother. It just didn't even look appealing. Um, the Let's go back to the '90s. The Ninja Turtle franchise, a live action one. That third one was terrible. The second one was okay. I feel like they made it too silly, but it was still doable though. But that third one, oh, they could have just did without that. And and then like when they know like okay, a franchise is dying, why do they keep adding to it? Or more importantly, and again, I don't like okay, what do y'all feel about this? How do y'all feel about when certain movies are like pure gold, like Midas gold, and then they try to turn it into a franchise? And now, do y'all feel like it falls under like a one hit wonder category? Do you feel like it kind of turns into that? Because I almost feel like when they start to do that, when they start to turn like certain movies into like a franchise, I feel like that's where they now just become one hit wonder. And I hate that. Like what they're doing with Coming to America, they're starting to turn that into a franchise. And it's like, no, like leave it alone. Yeah, I get it that everybody didn't see it back when it first came out. Even like it came out before I was born. And I get that. But it's like, why are you going to add these sequels to it and now basically almost make it look like a one hit wonder, even though it isn't? Like, how do y'all feel about that? Because like that bothers me. The fact that they're doing they did the Coming to America 2, and now they're doing a third one. Like, what the hell is the third one even going to be about? What? What? So now, Akeem's partner, Simi, now he's got a kid or something like that? Or, hey, come on. It just, and they never make sense. Hold on. Some actors come back for the sequels and trilogies, but then that's it. And another thing that irritates me too is why do they always switch out the characters? Like you said, with the Mummy. After this first and the second one, you notice they switched out the wife. The wife was a completely different person. It was, Rachel Weisz was in the first two, and then they switched her out in the third one. Why they do that? Same thing with the Ted franchise. Why they take out what's her called? Mila Kunis. They could have kept her in there. And then they made up some bogus reason as to like why she wasn't in it or something like that. And then in the movie, I think they ended up divorcing or something like that. I was like, that quickly? Like, damn. I hate that they do that. That just drives me nuts. And yes, Brendan Fraser does really great movies because The Whale, I still got to watch that, but I heard that was really good. Very good. Bad Boys 3 was a huge disappointment. Exactly. They didn't have to do that. And like I said, they could have left it alone after the second one. The second one was great. They did a really good job. Perfect. And then here they go, just starting to plunge. And now it's like these franchises are kind of like creeping into that one hit wonder box. And they don't need to because, the first one was great. Beverly Hills 3, terrible. They didn't need to do that. And then they just did that recent one, Axel F. Come on. Oh my God. Like, just the name alone. Like now it doesn't even sound like a Beverly Hills Cop movie. It sounds like a car part that they tell you about when you go to like Jiffy Lube or something like that. Yeah, you got to get your Axel F fixed and stuff like that. It's on the verge of breaking and stuff. And if it does, it's going to mess up your whole entire suspension. And you're looking at about $1,000 before tax. That's what it looks like. That's what when I saw that Axel F, I was like, are they serious? Come on. In Atlanta, Georgia, they do movies. I met Chris Tucker at the mall once and told him I like the Rush Hour movie. Really? That's what's up. No integrity, just all cash grabs. Yeah. Yeah. Coming to America came out before you were born. 88. Oh wait, no, no. I was born in 84, but I don't know. I thought it came out sooner than that. I thought it came out like before 84. 88. Thank you. But yeah, I was still like, I was probably 4 years old. I wouldn't even remember that. But yeah, like, I don't like that. Tell me Axel F don't sound like a car part. Just say I hate that. And like I said, they're starting to put these movies into that one hit wonder category, classic movies. Um, I'm trying to think of some other franchises they did that with. They did it with Spider-Man. Before Tom Holland took over. Spider-Man 3 was terrible. It's one of those ones you could kind of still watch it, but it was terrible. The first two, great. That third one, they just did too much. Um, what's another one? Oh, Batman. The first two with Michael Keaton, great. Then they throw Val Kilmer in there. Why? Then they make it worse. Throw George Clooney in there. Why? I'll give them credit. They threw Christian Bale's nasally ass in there, and he did somewhat save it with the help of Heath Ledger, God rest his soul. But why? We didn't need a switch. And here's the crazy part. Now, I think the next Batman or whatever, I think he's supposed to be a part of like the Justice League. Now they're bringing Michael Keaton back. How are you going to bring him back now? The man's like 70. No. If you were going to do that, you should have kept him in the other Batman movies. Shouldn't have departed after 2. That made no sense. Why would you do that? I was just like, again, now it's like they start to just spiral downhill, and I hate that. Yeah, me and LeBron are both 40. Only difference is I don't wear no wig piece and stuff, but yeah. But yeah, I hate that though. I will admit I'm glad that there's some movies that they don't touch. I'm glad there's certain ones that they haven't messed with. But yeah, they got to stop trying to expand these franchises and stuff. Every so often they'll put out one that's that does kind of bring it back a little bit. Like for example, Aliens. I heard the new one was really good. Romulus. I gotta watch that. But yeah, it was like after 1 and 2, then you throw out Alien 3, which wasn't bad. It was solid. It's watchable. And then it was just like they just started going downhill with Resurrection, and then they did that garbage Prometheus. It was like, ugh, no. It's just they got to know how to leave stuff alone. Let me see. Michael Keaton came back for the Flash movie. Yeah, like why? Why? He's too old. Love Michael Keaton. Hell of an actor. Definitely not a one-hit wonder, but no, come on. Just past the prime. No. The actors want to be producers instead of bringing in new people. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, give some of these other people a chance and stuff. Give some of these other actors that are like really good and really decorated a chance. Like let them spread their wings a little bit, like Red Bull. No one can do Batman like Michael Keaton hands down. Exactly, Auntie. Like he owns that. All these other ones, no. Even the guy from Twilight, same thing. He's all right. I can't take him serious as Batman though. But yeah, he's okay though. And you know what? I just thought about that too. All of those actors. That's another franchise too. Well, it wasn't too bad. It was solid from start to finish. Even though I didn't want to see it at first, but eventually it grew on me though. Twilight. I just thought about it. A lot of them became like one-hit wonders. Outside of what's his face? The guy that's playing Robert Pattinson. Thank you. Yeah. He's probably like the only one. But like the rest of them kind of just went downhill. I ain't seen Taylor Lautner, since he played Jacob. I saw him in Grown Ups too. And I think he recently was in like some football movie, which was because he got all fat and bloated. I'm like, damn, that's Taylor Lautner. It's crazy. Even the girl, Kristen Stewart, I really haven't seen her in too much since Twilight. But yeah, it's just like they always do that. And you know what? There's another franchise I just thought about too, where they always start off great with like the first and the second one, then they bomb in the third one. Blade, the Wesley Snipes franchise, that third one bombed. It had potential, but it just didn't do good. And it's like, why do they do that? Those first two were great. Then here they go with that third one, which was just like, are you kidding me? Are you serious? But The Longest Yard, which one, the original or the remake? Which one, Walt? Because I actually did like the one with Adam Sandler. That was that one was funny. They had a lot of memorable moments in that one. But which one though? But yeah, it's really sad though. That we don't see more of these actors do more. You know, um, and like they really do turn into just one hit wonders. Here today, gone tomorrow. Oh, the remake. I like the remake. I'm glad they didn't do anything else after that. Like try to do like The Longest Yard 2 and stuff like that. It would have sounded dumb. But I did like the remake though. Black Panther needs no franchise. It really doesn't. The second one, like that second one wasn't bad. I watched it with my lady. It was just way too long. I think that was the only problem with it. It was so long that it kind of got boring a little bit. They could have did without it because the way the first one ended, it was really good. I don't feel like they needed to touch it, but you know that how it is with those movies in the Marvel and DC universe, they're going to find any and every way to expand it. They just got to know when to stop. That's the only thing. Same thing with Back to the Future 3. Yeah, there's another one that they didn't need to touch it. Yeah, nobody can replace him. Nobody. I forgot who they said. You know what they did say that they're thinking about getting what's his face to replace him. Damson Idris from Snowfall. I think they were talking about having him play like the next Black Panther. Like I think he's supposed to be his son or something like that. I don't know how that's going to work out because it's like when did he ever have a kid? So I don't know. And then like Denzel's supposed to be in it too. I don't know. I don't know about that one, but um, yeah. But yeah, as you can see, there's lots and lots of one hit wonders. I mean, we'll be here for hours because I mean the list goes on and on and on. I mean, so many. Another one I just thought of too, Rick Moranis. You ain't seen him since the '90s. Because remember, it was Honey I Shrunk the Kids, Ghostbusters, Little Shop of Horrors. That was it. I mean, I guess that was a nice little three-peat for him. But then after that, that was it. And I was really just thinking about that the other day. I'm like, dang, like, what happened to Rick Moranis? Oh, actually, no. Add the Flintstones in there. So he's got a Mount Rushmore, but then that was it. You know. Oh, Little Giants. Yeah, okay. So yeah, give him a Mount Rushmore and honorable mention. So yeah, those five, but then that was it. He had a kid at the end of part two. His name was Toussaint. Oh, that's right. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. I forgot about that. Gladiator 2 could have remained a thoughtless idea. You know what? I said that same thing, and I had such a huge debate with my mom. She pressured me to watch it, and I finally did. And it was okay. It wasn't topping the first one. You know, it was okay. I ain't gonna lie. It was a couple times I fell asleep. I mean, because it was just kind of dragging. It had its moments with some of the action scenes, but they could have did without it. It was just like how you gonna top the performance that Russell Crowe had? You know, it's just yeah. And don't be surprised if they do a third one because, like you guys said, it's money grabs now. Ed O'Neill. I don't feel like Ed O'Neill is a one hit wonder because well, he's one of the main characters on that show, Modern Family, and he's doing a good job on that. But I mean, he kind of had like a little gap. So I guess you could kind of say because after Married with Children, I mean, you didn't really see him in too much stuff. So yeah, I guess you could kind of say he I guess he would kind of fall in there too. But he bounced back with Modern Family. His Modern Family is really good. I've been watching a couple episodes of that. It's a funny show. Dave Chappelle. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, he's bouncing back. He's bouncing back. Because I mean, he wasn't really. He was kind of like Martin, like when it came to the shows, like the sitcoms, the sketch stuff, great. Movies, not so much. Couple couple great ones, but nothing really like crazy decorative. But yeah, I guess you could kind of say. But I mean, he's slowly but surely coming back though. He's bouncing back. But yeah, I guess you could still kind of put him into that like one hit wonder category. So yeah, definitely, definitely. Ed O'Neill was in the Bone Collector and other various things. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't really feel like Ed O'Neill was a one hit wonder because he was in stuff, and then like I said, Modern Family came along and that kind of propelled him back. Um, yes, it was. Married Children is still great to this day. Yeah, like Blue Streak. I'll be honest. You know what was funny about Blue Streak? I think like the first 30, 40 minutes I watch, and then after that, I just turn it off because it's just boring after that. Let's see. It's the only one getting some cutty around here. It's gonna be me, Uncle George. You know what? He's another one. Pinky, I'm kind of glad that you just said that. Same thing with him. You really didn't see him in too much. The guy that played Bubba from Forrest Gump, I forgot his real name, but Bubba and Uncle George, and that was it. Half baked Nutty Professor. Yeah, but I mean, with Half Baked, yeah, that was more so him playing the main role. But Nutty Professor, he only kind of had that one scene, and then that was it. He wasn't really like Dave Chappelle to me wasn't strong enough to really like carry the torch and having like his own movies where he's like the protagonist outside of Half Baked, which was more of a comedy and stuff. Anything else you've seen him and stuff, but it was just like little mini roles, kind of like with Bernie Mac. Bernie Mac, I wouldn't necessarily consider him like a one hit wonder because he was in a bunch of stuff that was just he kept going, up until he passed. Rest in peace. But he had a lot of stuff that he was in that is like just iconic. He's another one I can't. It's hard to not laugh without thinking about all the stuff that he's in. Even though it was small roles, he still did his thing without a doubt. Are they supposed to be doing a Blue Streak too? I heard they are. I would hope not, because I mean Blue Streak was okay, but they don't need to do another one. Uncle George was in Waiting to Excel. His name, Mike Kelty Williams. Oh yeah, but I mean, he wasn't like a big name character though. He was just one of those, like supporting cast, one of those extras and stuff. Like no big name. But again, he was in some stuff though. All right, so I mean that's pretty much it, for this debate. I mean, if you guys have any other comments and stuff or anything else you want to add to it, definitely feel free to do so. For anybody that's coming in, the topic of conversation is one hit wonders of acting. If you guys need the previous questions, let me know. I'll pull them up. If not, then that basically concludes this debate. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. This was a whole lot of fun. Thank you for coming through and helping me wrap up this finale. Again, if you guys want to catch any of the other previous episodes 1 through 29, you can definitely do so. All you got to do is go into the podcast tab on my channel, click on the debate table, and you can just press play, or you can just check out some of the other ones that I've done. But really, really dope. But before you guys go, as I mentioned, I have an announcement in regards to the next segment, which is going to be the Battle of the Beats. So as you guys know, I have a additional segment that's a part of the debate table, which is a musical circuit / debate, which is Battle of the Beats. And what it is I've met all these different producers from all around the world, and I get them the opportunity to showcase their music while facing off against others. And it's really, really dope because what we do is we focus on eclectic music. We don't just play just one particular genre. We don't just do rap and hip hop. We focus on all different genres of music. So dance, jazz, R&B, funk, soul, classical, country, rock and roll, whether it's hard rock, soft rock, electronic, techno, funk. I mean, you name it. Every genre of music we focus on. So, as you guys know, I just recently wrapped up the previous segment, which was the Battle of the Beats, Lost Battles. It was the series, which was actually a spinoff of the 30 episode series that I did a while back. So, recently, I just did a tag team tournament where I allowed a lot of producers to come together and team up and face off against other teams while also showcasing eclectic music. The winner got an opportunity to win $100 for the team to split evenly. And I also gave them some customized merch courtesy of my company, Imprint Street Artists, merch like this. And if you guys are interested in purchasing any merch, you can definitely do so. All you got to do is just click on the link. You'll see it within the chat. Go right to my Street Artist merch shop website. If you guys want to purchase anything, you can definitely do so. River Phoenix. Oh, yeah. Rest in peace. Another one-hit wonder, too. I forgot about him. Oh, and I just thought about it, too. Jonathan Brandis from Ladybugs and Sidekicks. He was another one, too. Rest in peace. Another one-hit wonder. Like, he had a promising career, then that was it. Jonathan Taylor Thomas from Home Improvement, him. And there's one other one. Oh, it was just right there on the tip of my tongue. I forgot about it. I forgot his name, but I know he had committed suicide. Rest in peace. But the guy that played Roach in Next Friday, same thing with him. I don't know what made him do that, though. Again, God rest his soul. But yeah, he was another one-hit wonder. But yeah, just a couple of them just kind of popped into my head. But yeah, so we did this tag team tournament. Everybody absolutely loved it. Again, shout out to everybody that was a part of that first one. Shout out to everybody that came through and got a chance to witness that one. So now, before the debate table ends, I want to do another one. And I've actually gotten a chance to connect with some of those producers. There's a couple of veterans that are a part of the Battle of the Beats roster that are going to be coming back. But I also have quite a few newcomers that are going to be joining as well. So before we wrap this up, I just want to give you guys a quick update of everything that's going to be coming with the tag team tournament. So I'm actually getting ready to move soon. So once I move and get settled, then we're going to be able to get everything underway. But shout out to all the producers and all the teams that are going to be coming together to make this one happen. If you guys love that first one, you guys are going to definitely love this second one. Because, I mean, they're pulling no punches on this one. They're definitely bringing out some eclectic heat. I cannot wait. But I wanted to go ahead and give you guys the update and the scoop on everything that's going on. So for this next tag team tournament, for those who have been watching and keeping up with it, even if you haven't, it's all good. What I've been doing lately is I've been giving producers and underground artists, up-and-coming artists, the opportunity to showcase their music and their beats. So normally what I've been doing is I'll play different music from all up-and-coming artists during the pre-show. So now, not only will I be doing that for each episode, at the end, I'm also going to be showcasing music from some of the producers on the roster that aren't going to be a part of the tournament. So you guys will get a chance to hear some of the veterans, some of the newcomers that are a part of the roster that, chose not to enter. You'll get the chance to hear their music, and you're going to hear a lot of different stuff. So you'll be hearing music at the beginning and at the end, outside of listening to the battles and all the beats from each team that's going to be a part of it. So that's going to be one of the things. The other thing is this tag team tournament is going to be a best out of 3 rounds. But instead of the voting system, in between each round, I'm going to wait until the end of the battle and then give everyone the opportunity to vote. So it'll be a best out of 3 round setup. You guys vote at the end, and whoever wins will advance. Now, also, too, keep in mind that this is going to be single elimination, kind of like the NFL playoffs where it's just one and done. So you win, you go home. It's no like uh, best out of 3 round series and stuff. It's just a best out of 3 round matchup. You know, of course, whichever team gets the most votes is going to advance on, and the winner of that tournament will receive a $200 cash prize courtesy of me. $100 for both of the producers to split evenly, and I'll also be giving them customized merch. So it's going to be really dope. You guys will get a chance to listen to all their stuff and then just vote at the end. You know, I decided to make it a little bit easier, especially for a lot of people that come in late and don't get a chance to vote at the beginning. So I figured I'll just push the voting all the way to the end and let you guys just kind of hear everything in between each round. So that's the other update. So definitely going to be dope. And also too, I know a lot of people were asking me, they were like, about, getting, changing it up with some of the producers, getting, more gender to come in outside of just guys. So I'm actually pleased to announce that we do officially have a female producer joining the roster. That's right. That's right. Your boy been putting in work, and she's really, really dope too. So definitely check her out when she joins in. I know a lot of people are like, "Are you ever going to get a female on there? It'd be dope if you have a female join." So I'll say, "Yep, we actually have a female joining the roster." So definitely going to be dope. I wanted to kind of keep that as a surprise and whatnot, but definitely can't wait for that. So later this year, Battle of the Beats Tag Team Tournament 2 is coming. I will be announcing it, so definitely be prepared for that. But what I'm going to do real quick is I'm actually going to announce all of the teams and all of the matchups for this upcoming tag team tournament. So I have here my 3 hats. So there's 12 teams all together, 4 in each group, all teams. You got Group A, B, and C. And they're basically going to face off round robin style. So, of course, the winning team from each group, I'll put their names in a hat and then decide who's going to face off in the semifinals, while that other team basically will have a bye week into the finals, and then they'll await the winner of whoever comes out the semifinal round. So I'm going to start with Group A. Now, again, some of these producers you guys might know if you guys have been following. Some of you may not know. It's perfectly fine. So no worries about that one. So actually for this one, wait, hold on. Let me read these comments before I get ready to do these announcements. Oh, Antoine Yelchin, rest in peace. Remind me again who that is, because that name sounds familiar. Also, Wally Draper from the Jackson 5 American Dream movie, rest in peace. Oh, yeah. I forgot about him too. Rest in peace. Yeah, a lot of one-hit wonders that, passed away too. God rest their souls. All right, so for Group A in this hat here, we can kind of skip this one a little bit because 2 of the teams that are in this group, one of the teams actually wants to face off against another team because I was going to shuffle them and see who faced off. So actually, for the first matchup, we're going to have AZ on the beat and Frankie Blanco. They're going to be facing off against Christopher Wanzel and E-Money. So that's that first matchup. And then in the other group, it's going to be Trill Virtual Boy and Phantom. They'll be facing off against Cleaner Beats and Nasukal Beats. So there's the matchups for Group A. So now we'll move to Group B. Shuffle them up a little bit. All right. So first matchup for Group B, we got DMG, Dick McGuffin, and Wally Dank. They are going to be facing off against DJ Sunny Side Up and Raven. That's going to be a very interesting one. And then that just leaves the other team of Ego and Ponyboy. They'll be facing off against Haruko and Freak of the duo Gattaco Tropico. So, again, everybody welcome in. We just wrapped up with the debate topic, one-hit wonders of acting. I'm just announcing all of the matchups for the upcoming Battle of the Beats Tag Team Tournament 2. So, this is the last hat. That one was Group B right there. This is all the teams for Group C. So let's pull the first one out, see who we got. All right, we got Mike Chet Productions and Joe Blaze 1000. Let's see who they're going to be facing off against. They will be facing off against Keyboard Cartel and Merge Baby. And that leaves Noon Crazy and Vague Vision facing off against the winners of the first tournament, which are CDT Beats and GHOD, Go Hard or Die. So that is Group C, and there are all the matchups. Let's give a round of applause to all of those guys and lady. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So there's all the matchups. As I mentioned, Battle of the Beats Tag Team Tournament 2 on the debate table is coming later this year, so be on the lookout for that. Definitely going to be a good one. I cannot wait. Again, if you guys want to purchase any merch, you can definitely do so. Check out my Street Artist Merch Shop website. If you guys want to purchase anything from the debate table, my other podcast, Artist Life, or any of the other merch that I've done, you can definitely do so. Click that link, shop around, get anything that you guys wanted printed and shipped out to you. If you guys want to catch up with any of the previous episodes on this entire podcast, you can do so. That includes all of the debate topics, as well as all of the Battle of the Beat segments that I've had thus far. That includes the trilogy, the series, the Lost Battle series, and the tag team tournament. And if you guys want to also check out my second podcast, Artist Life, you can definitely do so. I got more episodes of that coming. So you can check out the first few that I've already done. Still more on the way. And again, thank you all for being a part of this. I'm glad you guys enjoyed this. This has been an amazing ride. Still not over yet, but for everybody that has joined in with these debates, that has showed continuous love and support, that has come through and let their voice be heard, I thank you. Again, none of this would be possible without you guys, so round of applause to all of you. Hold up. Don't forget about the kids. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Speaking of music, did you know DJ Juice passed away? Yeah. I heard about that too. That was crazy. And DJ too, the person that did the Walk It Out song. Another one too. Yeah. Rest in peace. Sad. You know, God rest the souls of all these people that are no longer here with us. Again, rest well in heaven. But I'm going to get up out of here. Again, I appreciate all the continuous love and support. Big shout out to each and every one of y'all. Make sure that you guys like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, hit that notification bell. Anytime I go live, come through, kick your feet up, relax. My home is your home. You guys already know what it is. And remember the 4 beautiful things that make this world go round: peace, love, positivity, and prosperity always. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, Big Daddy Beard. This has been another episode of my podcast, The Debate Table. Much love, peace, and I'm gone. Yes, sir. We out here.